AO3 Fic called If Zanka Was Jabber, instead by my hero Ace plus Phoenix. Summery Jabber tells his cleaner boss Arkha Corvus what happened on his first mission with Rudo and his very one-sided crush, while Zodyl has to deal with his raider. Zanka's reaction to the aftermath. A.K.A Zanka is a raider and Jabber is a cleaner. And this was from Jabber's and Zodyl. P.O.V. don't have the right to gachiakuta. I would like to remind everyone that your boy Jabber ain't no pussy, but I'm a pussy today. This was supposed to be a simple mission with the rest of the cleaners. I was forced to mentor, cough, babysit this Rudo kid because Engine didn't want to or something. I shrugged while spinning in a black chair that refuses to move with me, with some of my dreads flying around. The kid's cool. He has some spunk in him for a foul-mouthed, ratchety, short-stacked spherite. Me, the brat, and some other cleaner wannabe supporters went into an obvious trap. But it was more fun to play along to see what happens, and I was hoping to get a good fight out of it. Corvus didn't look amused by my statement as I was, but I kept going. That's when I fucked around and finally found out. I was gesturing wildly at this point. After wiping the floor with these two sorry-ass givers, I finally met, I hate to say this, but someone who's more crazier than Jabber. My boss man slightly raised his brow as he folded his hands together on his desk. I know. I think hell must have frozen over or something, because I never thought that would happen. I dragged my left hand over my face while groaning dramatically. Oh, I'll get my ass kicked that badly. I nearly gave an involuntary shudder as I looked at the ground. I played with my dreadlocks for a bit, then sighed and continued my story. He called himself Zanka. He wasn't that taller than me. As I picked at the nice chair I was sitting on, I continued. I'm guessing the other two I fought were in the same group as him because they had similar uniforms. He had a really dumb stick. He kicked my ass with it, but it's still dumb. I started pulling on some of my hair out of frustration as Corvus encouraged me to keep going. Regretfully, I did. At one moment, I was standing over the bodies of my fallen victims. I had this new toxin that I stole from someone who tried killing me with it on my last mission. It was so fun to experiment with it. It made me... Corvus quickly but solidly cut me off to finish this stupid report. Jabber, I would like to hear about that mission after you're done with this one, because I don't remember you mentioning that in your last report. But go on, don't let me stop you. Well, shit, I forgot about that. I mentally slammed my face on the desk. Well, Jabber's worst enemy was always himself. Ignoring that, they were foaming at the mouths with them gaining killer nosebleeds, like I didn't have. Totally. Corvus nodded. Yes, totally. So totally go on. He gave me a warm smile, but it definitely gave me the heebie-jeebies, and definitely in the good way. I saw this Zanka lazily walking towards me, giving his fallen comrades a disgusted look before addressing me. And I quote, he said, "What a bummer. But at least I can tell boss I defeated a cleaner all by myself. Oh, he will be so proud and definitely reward me. And maybe some more compliments too." He even spun around happily in his own world with this huge, amazing grin. And his eyes lit up as he swung that stick at me. And before I blacked out, I must have had a dreamy look as I placed my palm on my cheek. He had this amazing crazed laugh that can rival my own. He even was looking at me like I was less than trash near him, and Corvus cut me off again. "This is fascinating information, but I still need you to stay on task. Can you do that for me, Jabber?" He gave me another professional smile, but the tone of his voice started to making me more excited. Of course. When has your boy Jabber let you down? I will complete this report like a boss. I stood on my chair before jumping on his table, knocking some random stuff over. My boss didn't seem to react much to this. What a bummer. I wanted him to get mad. Oh well. After I woke up, I, of course, as the good employee I am, went to look for that Zanka tube. As I looked at Corvus, I instantly changed my wording. To help Rudo. Yes, to help my mentee and nothing else. The boss didn't seem to believe me, but I kept going. Yes, because Rudo and Zanka were in a gnarly fight I was super jealous of. So of course I joined in. I started getting into a sitting position on his desk and dangling my legs in a way that would hit Corvus. After a bit of me explaining Rudo and my fight, Corvus finally got sick of it and grabbed my ankles with one hand, but still firmly placed them in his lap. Not the reaction I wanted, but damn, he's strong. Struggling was pointless, so I decided to continue. So Rudo created this big ass hand thing so Zanka couldn't touch him. Sadly, Zanka seemed to be having trouble getting through his defenses, and he kept making these cute little noises and threats at Rudo. And I started getting jealous of Rudo for being his sole attention and giving him so many faces he never used on me. So I had to join in. Boss seemed to tolerate my answer because he didn't interrupt me again. Zanka was so frustrated, he barely gave me the time of day and just looked through me. Oh, what a man. I bit my lip a little. He scared me a little, you know. So what else happened other than this Zanka situation? I heard there were some, including you, who were greatly injured because of this incident. I snapped out of my Zanka thoughts to focus back on Corvus. I even stopped biting my lip. To be honest, boss man, I can't remember shit from that fight other than Zanka kept dodging me and beat me nearly to death with that stick of his. With the hottest expression I could ever lay my eyes on. Then somehow he smacked my head in with it at some point. Also at some point, I nearly stopped fighting back if it wasn't so fun. I gestured wildly to myself, hitting my boss a little, though he didn't care. It was to the point where I needed to inject myself with my own toxins to stay conscious. I scooted off his desk until I fell into his lap with an awkward angle. Corvus quickly began to adjust my position to hopefully make me more comfortable. But when we were all outside after being saved by the other cleaners, blah, my tongue came out fully as I said that. A bummer, he yelled at them with such conviction I could hear it even though I was barely conscious. I imitated him a little. Ooh, because of all of you stupid cleaners, boss won't give me my reward or compliments. Oh, I will kill you for this. And the whole time, he didn't even look at me. I was truly nothing to him. Just some forgettable trash who isn't even worth killing, man. My nose started to bleed a little at that statement, but I didn't wipe it. My lips curved up in a smile as I started laughing, even when it started hurting my face and my newly bandaged chest. At some point, the blue-haired portal lady had to drag him into one of her weird portal things while he was still screaming bloody murder at him. As I yelled, Corvus started touching my bandaged head that was now throbbing 10 times more. His fingers came back slightly red. He clicked his tongue at me. You're bleeding through my bandages again. Let me take you back to our medical wing again. Before I could violently protest the offer, he stood up and lifted me firefighter carrying style as I struggled and yelled at him some more. Hey, put Jabber down. I don't want to go. It's no fun there. He patted my kicking leg a little. You will live through this place even if it's no fun there, okay? As he guided me along the long, winding hallway, all I could think of was traitor.
Zodyl POV. Zanka was easy. He wasn't hard to please and he was fairly obedient compared to some of my other raiders. Though after his mission he was being pouty and snappy at everyone, including me. Right now he was fuming in a corner mumbling to himself as he continued biting his thumbnail. I thought I'd broken this habit out of him, but I guess not. I walked to a nearby wooden table that was flipped over away from its original spot, and grabbed a random blue pillow that Zanka threw on top of it after destroying his room. Zanka, you should be better than to throw a tantrum after a bad mission. Zanka flinched at my words, but didn't look at me. I stood in the middle of his destroyed room for a minute before walking to him. The closer I got to the boy, the more he shrank into himself. When I got close enough, I knelt down in front of him and grabbed his hands, making him stop biting his nail. Zanka, what's wrong? What happened during the mission? You usually don't get this mad anymore? As I coldly questioned him, Zanka seemed to be more ashamed of his actions. I can't tell if it's because I'm saying it or because he actually feels bad. As I looked at his face, I could tell it wasn't the latter. Even so, he barely raised his voice. Sorry, okay. I was just trying so hard, but it didn't work out. Of course it didn't. He started to tug at his hands, trying to free them, but I know what he would do if he was free right now. He would probably do another bad habit I don't like or hurt himself without caring in the moment. So no. He doesn't get hand privileges back. He made some cute little noises as he tried freeing himself. His face scrunched up a little, which was almost amusing, but I had to focus on my major problem. Don't be an ass, Zod. I quickly cut him off. Language, use smarter words than that. I spoke calmly, but uninterested in my own words. Zanka, knowing this, only briefly laughed at me. Ha! Like you give a shit what I do, don't act all high and mighty. He continued to laugh almost stoically. At least that distraction made him feel a little bit better, or at least distracted him for a bit. But no, seriously, what happened? Zanka abruptly stopped laughing, looking annoyed again, but less so. Long story short, I fought this annoying kid Rudo you wanted, but it was just so hard. The more he spoke, the more he started to whine. How can someone as mediocre as me defeat a natural talent like that? He had a cool ability that basically was a shield pushing me away. How can some old stick I was never supposed to have compete with that, Zodyl? After a bit of him degrading himself, I finally let go of his hands. He immediately grabbed onto lovely Assistaf, cradling her with both arms. Oh, I'm just a weak raider. Sometimes it feels like no matter how much I train, the natural-born talents will always surpass me. I feel like he's leaving out major parts, but I can question him later. I sighed, not daring to argue with him about this again. Zanka. I dropped the pillow to slowly grab his face, squishing it a little, but he was looking straight into my eyes, so that was something. You are my favorite raider, act like it. You are stronger than you think. I squished his face more, while his eyes started to shine. You're adorable, but you have the most potential here, especially with lovely Assistaf, because no one else could make her work so well or be so powerful with her. As I kept complimenting the raider, he started to squeal and blush a little. Yeah. You really mean that? Oh Zodyl, you. He started to kick his feet a little as he held both of his cheeks with pure delight after I let go. Oh you. Oh you. Oh you. My raider kept excitedly squealing. You're too much sometimes, you know. But keep going, but it's not like I like it or anything. He kept going, leading him to starting to kick me, but neither of us cared. At least that worked. It was around the 5-minute mark when I finally interrupted him. Come on, we're going to hang out in my office for the rest of the day. Before he could say anything, I pulled him over my shoulders, with him still giggling and kicking his feet with a joyful expression. Yeah, he didn't mind. I squatted down to grab the discarded pillow by its corner with my teeth. Oh, you're an ass, man. He kept flailing, but not in a way that would actually lead to his escape, more like playing. Ha. Ha. You're really something, you know. His pure bliss on his face stopped as he turned his body as best as he could to look at me. Why are we going to your office? I pretended to not know spending the day with me was what he wanted. I shrugged my shoulders, jolting him. I mumbled through the pillow, just because why not, I could learn something new from this experiment. Zanka gave me a big goofy smile as he continued to laugh on the long walk to my office. As I finally opened the door, I could feel Zanka barely settling down. When I crossed the threshold, I slammed the white wooded door with my foot and used Zanka's back to flick the light on, leading to the dust everywhere becoming more visible. I placed a still barely giggling Zanka on the rocky ground near my black somewhat ragged spinny chair. He immediately crawled under my desk with lovely assist after I sat down. I wonder what he's doing. I dropped the pillow on my lap, slightly playing with its edges. I didn't see him get out for several minutes. All I could hear was slight shifting. What was he doing? When he was finally done doing whatever he was doing, he wasn't giggling anymore and acted like his usual laid-back self, like nothing happened, and mentioned he was going to clean up his room. At least I know that's over for now. I threw the blue pillow that was in my lap at the back of his head. I calmly told him, "Here, take this pillow, you're clearly fine now and don't need a punching bag or a shield for myself." He quickly got annoyed and shoved the pillow in my face before walking off. The pillow fell onto my lap. Well, it seems like I have this for a bit.